This video, I have to admit, is a bit of a gripe at Royal Mail in respect of data protection, because amid all the strikes for increased pay and in all the news outlets for people being in breach of data protection, leaking emails, getting hacked and all of these kind of things, this just isn't very good service. Now, this morning we receive a letter which is a bank statement addressed to somebody else round the corner, not even on the same street. Now, it was only yesterday I was reading about the story of this lady here who lost her life savings of $36,000 because somebody rang up pretending to be her bank. And they said that her money was in danger. Somebody was trying to make a fraudulent transfer so that she had to move the money to another account that they were setting up in her name. In a panic, she agreed and she did so, but only because they had just enough information to convince her that they really were the bank calling her. Now, in this situation that I'm talking about here, Royal Mail have delivered a letter which is a bank statement addressed to somebody else. And this is not the first time that it's happened to us, and it's not the only address that it's happened with. It's happened with lots of addresses, lots of different documents, invoices, bank statements, you name it, they've all come to us. Now, if we were not law-abiding and instead this was a house that housed identity thieves who were out to get your details and to con you out of your money, this couldn't make it any easier, because they literally have a bank statement that if they get in touch with you, they can go through line by line and tell you that these were the transactions on your account. You are probably going to be convinced that it really is the bank because they know what transactions are going on in your account. Not just the sort code and the account number, the full name, the full address, but all of the transactions therein, and they can convince you that it really is the bank. If they rang you, as they did this lady in this story, if they rang you and said, someone is about to make a fraudulent transaction on your account, you need to act now to save your money, and you need to transfer it into an account that we're setting up for you to keep it safe, you might be tempted to do that. Obviously, you absolutely shouldn't. But this lady here panicked and she believed that this person on the other end was really the bank, and she went along with what they said. She transferred $36,000 into this other account that she was being told was set up in her name to protect her money. Only to realize when she hung up the phone and to log into her account, all the money had disappeared. Then she realized she rang the bank back herself. The bank said, no, we didn't call you. You've just transferred the money to somebody else. She then tried to ring back the number that originally called her, and of course they just hung up. So this was a complete out-and-out scam and cost her her life savings. So whilst many of you think you'll never be caught out by these things, just remember this. The only reason these fraudsters continue their practice is that some people will fall for it. And even if one person out of 100 people, which obviously is just 1%, or even if 1 out of 200 or 300 or 400 people actually fall for this, then it can be tens of thousands of pounds they profit every single time that happens. So it's only worth them to do it because some people still fall for it. But that's why I continue to make these videos. I continue to drum it into you on this channel that you absolutely must take care of your personal information, your personal data. You don't trust anybody that rings you up. You only ring the bank yourself. Ideally with the number that's on the app that you're logged into on your phone, so you definitely know it's the right number, or making sure that you go to the correct website and take the number from there, but never ever take the phone call from somebody else coming to ring you, because the chances are it could be a spoofed number or it could just be an outright scam. A spoofed number, by the way, is not that difficult for these fraudsters to make the phone number look like it really is the bank number when they're calling you. You might look at your card and see that it's the correct number and think to yourself, it's the right number, therefore it really is the bank, and you must trust what they say. If you're in any doubt whatsoever, or you're being asked for information, or you're being asked to make a transfer, just hang up and ring the bank back yourself to determine what's going on. But in cases like this and today, I am really frustrated because I hear of stories of people losing their life savings on the one hand, and yet at the same time, Royal Mail is sending us the bank statement of someone who lives round the corner. So aside from us now going to take a walk to hand deliver that mail back to them, if this was the address of a fraudster, they could have a field day with other people's bank statements, other people's documents and invoices and so on. I have to say that I've now come to a point that I've lost faith in Royal Mail, quite frankly. Because quite frankly, if we receive other people's bank statements, then it's entirely possible that other people are receiving court documents, which are hugely confidential. The kind of documents of which could land you with a criminal record. For example, if you are party to family court proceedings and you publicly name the parties to those proceedings, that is a criminal offence. But what if Royal Mail gets this wrong and they send your court order to the wrong place? Then someone else has got all of those details within that private family court matter. So I feel like I have to suggest to you, unless you absolutely need a hard copy bank statement for any purpose, switch them all off. Do it all online and don't have any coming out via Royal Mail. Because quite frankly, I've lost faith. So let me know what you think in the comments. Has this happened to you? Tell me about it. Because on the one hand, I could ring up Royal Mail and complain, but that's not going to do anything. So instead, I thought I'd tell you about it so that you can comment below what experiences you've had, and hopefully at some point, somebody will listen. So I'm sorry if that sounded like a bit of a rant. It probably was, but do remember to like this video, subscribe, and I'll see you next time.